So in this program, we will see how to overload the addition operator to add two instances of the distance class. Okay. So for that, first of all, we create the class distance, and this class has two members, int feet and double inches. Now let us have the public section. Let us create a constructor here, distance int f comma double I. Feet equal to f, inches equal to I. Let us also create display or show function, void show cout f feet and I inches. Okay. So this is the distance class. Here let us create an object of class distance d1 5, 8. Then we will call d1 dot show. Let us run it. There is an error. F was not declared in this scope. It is feet, not F. Here we have inches. Okay, 5 feet and 8 inches. It is showing us. This is working fine. Now let us create another object, distance d2. It is 6, 5, suppose. And now we want distance d3 to be the sum of d1 and d2. So the normal approach is to write an add function, right? So we will also see how to, I think we have already done this thing, how to add two objects and put their result into a third object. But for the sake of more clarity, so we will discuss the two versions of add objects which we discussed during the lecture. Okay, so the first version was void add, in which we passed two objects, distance d1 and distance d2. Okay, and here we wrote feet is equal to d1 dot feet plus d2 dot feet. Sorry, it is first, it is inches. First we will add the inches. So in this way we can add the inches of d1 and d2 and put the result of this into this variable inches. This variable inches belongs to the current object, the object through which we will call this add function, right? And let us initialize feet equal to 0. Okay, and uh, if inches is greater than equal to 12.0, then feet plus plus and inches minus equal to 12.0, right? So it means if the inches exceed 12, because inches, the range of inches are 0 to 11. Okay, so if it is 12 inches, it means it is 1 feet. In that case, feet will be increased by 1. So that is why we write feet plus plus, and inches will be decreased by 12. Suppose in this particular case, if we add the inches, d1 dot inches dot d2 dot inches, it is 8 plus 5, 13. It is 13 inches. But inches are in the range from 0 to 11. Okay, so if it is 12 inches, it means it is 1 feet. So therefore we add, we increment feet 1 feet, and we decrement inches. Inches equal to inches minus 12. That is 13 minus 12. It is 1 inches. Okay, 1 feet and 1 inches. 13 inches is equal to 1 feet and 1 inches. Okay, and now we will add the inches. Sorry, feet. Feet is equal to d1 dot feet plus d2 dot feet. Okay, so it means 5 plus 6, 11. It is 11 feet. But also in this if condition, we incremented the value of feet by 1. It means it is equal to, it should be equal to feet equal to feet plus d1 dot feet plus d2 dot feet. That is 1 plus 5 plus 6. It is 12 feet. Okay. So the answer must be 12 feet and 1 inches. Okay. So this is how we can add this. d1 dot show. We also show d2 dot show, and then d3. What will be the value of d3? We can call add function d3 dot add d1 comma d2. So it means we are calling the add function. It means d3 is equal to d1 plus d2. Okay. So the inches here means d3 inches. Feet here means d3 feet. Okay. And let us show d3 also, d3 dot show. Okay. So run it. There is an error. There is no matching function called to distance. Okay, so we need to create a default constructor here. Okay, this is fine. Yeah. D1 is 5 feet and 8 inches. D2 is 6 feet and 5 inches. And when we add, D3 is 12 feet and 1 inches. Right? So this is the add function which took 2 arguments. Okay, add underscore 2 args, yes, 2 arguments. Okay, now let us write another version of this also. Let me copy this and paste it here. It is 1 argument. Okay, so it will return the answer, distance d. Okay, it is 1 argument. So let us do this first. d3 dot show distance D4. Okay. We have created a new object D4, and D4 is equal to D2 dot add one arg D3. So what we want to say here is D4 must be equal to D2 plus D3. Okay. So it is a one argument function. It means D3 we are passing to it explicitly, and D2 we are using implicitly, right? Because D4 needs two operands, D2 and D3. Here in the previous example, we were passing both the arguments explicitly, D1 as well as D2. But here we are passing one argument explicitly and one argument implicitly. One argument is being passed as the argument to this function call. One operand is being passed as the argument to this function call, and the other operand is passed because we are using that operand to call this function. Okay, so that will also be automatically passed, and the result will be stored in D4. So because result will be stored in D4, we need to return an object, because here we are writing D4 is equal to. Okay, so for that we will create a temporary object T here, distance T, and then T dot inches is equal to inches plus D dot inches. It means inches here refer to D2 dot inches, that is the inches of the calling function, calling object, and then D dot inches means D3 dot inches. Okay, because we are passing D3, so D3 is passed here, D3 will be copied to this D, so here we are using this D dot inches, it means it is equal to D3 dot inches. Okay, then feet, here we will write T dot feet, and here we will write T dot inches. Here again we will write T dot feet and T dot inches, and here T dot feet is equal to T dot feet plus feet plus D2 dot feet. Okay, so this is the two argument function, and let us call D4 dot show now. D4 dot show. Okay, so let's run it. It is giving us error, class distance has no member. Okay, I think we are not returning something. Return T. At the end we have to return it. Let's run it. Again it is giving us error. Has no member, add one arc. This arcs. Okay. So D1 is 5 feet 8 inches, D2 is 6 feet 5 inches, D3 is the sum of D1 and D2, that is 12 feet and 1 inches, and D4 is the sum of D2 and D3. So 5 plus 1 6 inches and 6 plus 12 18 inches. Okay. So both add one argument function and add two arguments function, they were the normal functions. We were not doing any operator overloading. Okay, so we had to use this kind of interface. But what we want is, we want to use this kind of interface. D3 is equal to D1 plus D2, D4 is equal to D4, D2 plus D3. How to achieve this? This can be achieved using operator overloading. So now we will overload the plus operator. For that, what we need? We need a return type. For the time being, let us write void here, and we will see whether we need to change it or not. Then we need the operator keyword. Then we will write the operator which we want to overload. Okay, we want to overload the plus operator, and then we will pass some arguments. Okay, so what we want to do here is we want to overload the plus operator. Okay, so here we let us create another object, distance d5. Okay, so we want that d5 is equal to d3 plus d4. So here we are using this plus operator, but this plus operator is not operating on any uh, predefined data type. It is operating on user defined data type, that is distance class. So it means we are overloading this. And what are the two arguments to this? D3 and D4. Okay, so it means this plus operator must be called when we when the compiler encounters this statement d3 plus d4. Okay, so this plus operator, this function should be called. Okay, so it means it is being called, so we need a calling object, whether d3 is the calling object or d4 is the calling object. When we write this kind of statements, then the first operand is the calling operand. So it is just like this, the same as this. We can also rewrite it as d3 dot add one argument d4. This is same as this. It means d3 is the calling object. We are calling this overloaded operator through d3, and d4 is the argument which we are passing. So d4 is the argument, and what we are returning here, we are returning d5. So it is equal to d5, where I wrote it, d5. Okay, so it means whether it should be void or something else. It should not be void, it should be distance data type. Okay, because we are writing d5 equal to, it means it is returning something. What it is returning? It is returning an object of class distance. So instead of void, we will write distance, right? And through d3 we are calling it, and d4 we are passing to it. So should the argument list, the parameter list be left empty? No, it should not be empty. It should have one argument of type distance. And what parameter will be passed here? D4 will be passed here. Okay. So now we are ready to copy this. So here we created a temporary object t, where t dot inches is equal to inches dot d dot inches. So here it is d. Okay. So inches means d3 dot inches, and d dot inches means d4 dot inches. Okay. So t dot feet is 0 if t dot inches are greater than equal to 12, then t dot feet plus plus, t dot inches minus equal to 12, then t dot feet is equal to t dot feet plus d dot feet, and at the end return t. So you see everything is same, just the interface has changed. Now instead of writing this lengthy statement d5 is equal to d3 dot add argument d4, we can simply write d5 is equal to d3 dot d4, right? So let us also call d5 dot show to check whether this is working fine or not. Okay, so let us run it. Yeah, so it is d5, where d5 is d3 plus d4. d3 is 1 inches and d4 is 6 inches. 1 plus 6, 7 inches. Okay, and 12 plus 18, 30 inches. So this is working fine. Yeah. Okay, so this is the concept of operator overloading. How we can achieve operator overloading? What is the interface of the function which overloads an operator? And we also saw how to overload the plus operator. We also saw what is the difference between using the normal functions and using this overloaded operators. Okay.